Hello and welcome to Hey Clarity. I am your host, Lindsay, and today we are opening the Akashic Records on the Underworld. So I opened the records prior to hitting record, and I have a list of questions that we're going to be asking. So curious to hear the Akashic Records perspective on the Underworld. So the first question is, what is the Underworld? Then, how did it come into existence? Who is there, or what is there? Why does the underworld exist? What is its purpose? How can anyone visit or go under? Why do we love or fear it? How can we learn from it? What messages do those living in the underworld have for us? What's the biggest misconception about it? And what's the most important message? So let's get into it. First question. This will be a live reading. What is the underworld? So the first words, God's creation. God's creation, all of being, all of beings. And they're showing the roots of a tree underground in the soil. And they're like deep, 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 like how far they reach underground. And I'm getting the word nutrients and nutrition. And I'm getting, there's like a deeper force field, more powerful. I'm also getting deep thoughts, deep emotions, deeper thoughts, deeper emotions, the depths, the nutrients in the depths. Okay, let's see one more time. What is the underworld? What is the underworld? They're repeating God's creation, all of being, all of being, all of beings. Decompose underneath in the underworld. That's why they're saying it's so nutrient dense. There's so much nourishment. There's nutrients. It's nurtured. It's rich. I'm getting it's passionate. The underworld is passionate. They said again, God's creation, God's creation, God's creations, plural, all of being, all of beings. How did the underworld come into existence? How did the underworld come into existence? Thoughts of patterns. I'm getting like mystical insights. Mystical. Mystics. Create the reality of it. Created the reality of it. Gave it creation. Gave a creation of it. So they're showing like really insightful, like mystical people, like all over the planet. And they're showing like all these people kind of spread out, and they have these thought bubbles. And there's this massive thought bubble. This consciousness is created. And they're kind of saying like decisive mystics create a world of consciousness underneath the world. They're like, it's a place to be for deeper thoughts, deeper insights. Oh, they're even saying like the subconscious consciousness, the depths of thoughts, the deeper thoughts and emotions. They're kind of like imagine, visualizations, deeper, darker, subconscious, underneath. Again, with passionate nutrients, There's all this like richness, this like deeper, they're saying deeper consciousness. So it's like multiple insightful, like mystical people, beings created this consciousness, and they're like, it exists of creation, of consciousness. And they're kind of like teamwork. Multiple beings make a creation of it. Who is in the underworld? Who is there in the underworld? Who's in the underworld? They're saying like the deep consciousness, the subconsciousness. Who is there underneath the surface? Again, with deeper thoughts, deeper emotions. They're just like, go deep, go deeper, go deeper, dive deeper. And they're showing someone like diving off a diving board, but like instead of diving into water, they're diving into like this really soft soil, actually. And they're like, go through it, go through the deepness, go through the depths. And it's interesting because it's the idea that like you could swim in soil. But I'm getting that there's like a softness in the darkness. There's a deeper softness. Soft thoughts, softer thoughts. Deeper go, flow through. Subconscious mind. Interesting. Okay, let's try. Then the second part of the question is also, what is there? If not who? If not who is there, what is there? We all are. They said we all are. Like as in people, like people, beings, consciousness, subconsciousness. It's like the subconsciousness of humanity. It's even like the subconsciousness of like the astral plane, which is interesting. They're like astral. It's just the subconscious mind. What's underneath, what's under the surface. So like the underworld is like the subconscious mind. And they're like the complexity. They're also saying like it's fierce, but it's also fragile, like the fragility of it. Hard to get to know. It's hard to get to know. And go through deepness, go through darkness to get there. And again, so they're showing these roots coming from the surface and how the roots are like growing deeper, deeper, deeper. But I'm getting the sense that like the soil has to have like a certain level of like softness, certain level of like air and dry to like continue to move and go through. What is that? Air. Oxygen. What is there? Oxygen. Air. They're kind of saying air-mindedness. What does that mean? How is that relevant to what is there? Air and oxygen. They're like breathe. There's something about you need to breathe to go there. Like you need to, like they're kind of like be mindful, like be present. Oh, be mindful, be present, be intentional, and like breathe deeper to go there. Oh, like you can use your breath to go there. I wonder if that's part of how can anyone visit later. Okay. Why does the underworld exist? And they're kind of like, it's just the subconscious mind. Interesting. Okay. Why does the underworld exist? They said justice, non-duality, non-judgment, deeper truths, like deeper ultimate truths. And again, they're showing this diver, like a diver like dives deep and then like touches the bottom and then like comes back up. It's like go through the deepness. Like you go through the deepness and you touch the bottom and then you swim back up, swimming through the deep, swimming through the deepness. Why does it exist? Again, they're just saying the subconscious mind. Okay, got it. What is its purpose? What is the purpose of the underworld? What is the purpose of the underworld? Balance. So there's like unbalanced and then balanced. And it's like the conscious and the subconscious mind. They're actually showing like unconscious, conscious, subconscious, and like all three kind of like come together. So it's something about like when you go into the depths of the underworld, when you're going into the subconscious consciousness, right? They're kind of saying you collapse all three into one, and wherever maybe unconscious mind or conscious mind or subconscious mind, wherever there may be an unbalance, it might be unbalanced in there. Something about when you dive deep into the underworld or the subconscious, you like press them all together. And they're saying like there's like a deepness and like deeper truths. They come together as like one, and they're like all in one. So you can go from being unbalanced to balanced if you travel through the deep, travel through the darkness, travel to the depths of the subconscious mind. Okay. How can anyone visit the underworld or go under? How can anyone visit? How can anyone visit? They're like, just a choice. Just a choice. They're like meditation, like guidance, journeying. They're saying like shamanic journeying, like all the ways that they're saying like tap into yourself, like set an intention that you want to dive into the subconscious mind, into your subconscious mind. Or they're saying, call it the underworld. I want to go into the underworld. And then it's interesting because I'm getting there's like the subconscious mind of you, right? And like your underworld as like you, they're kind of saying like you are a world, like there's your world. And then there's like the collective consciousness of the underworld. So they're kind of like, it's your choice. Like you can dive into the underworld and just see like your snapshot, your experience of the underworld as it pertains to you. And then I'm getting, you can also go into like the collective underworld. And they're kind of like, that's a scary place to be. They just said real fast, scary place to be. The collective underworld is a scary place to be. And they're saying it's like collective, like the collective is also like the collective of fears. And so it's like, there's like scattering of a lot of different like unconscious, subconscious minds of the collective. Yeah, they're kind of like, it can be a scary place to be when you go into the collective underworld. But they're saying that the reason that is because it's not your subconscious. It's not your underworld. It's the collective. And because it's unfamiliar and it's unknown, and like your lifetimes of experience may not be familiar with it because it's like new, that's what makes it like extra scary or extra fearful. Because like something that you're not afraid of that could be considered scary, someone else could be terrified of, and vice versa. So it's kind of like, they're just like fears of the collective are also in the collective underworld, the collective consciousness of the underworld. Interesting. So the ways that we can visit, they're like meditation, like setting intentions. They're saying like sitting, breathing, like sitting into it, slipping into it. They're saying daydreams, they're saying night dreams, like choices, like you can choose how you want to get in. They're just like, there's multiple ways to access the underworld, to have access to journey into the underworld. And there's like, it's your choice. And like, you can find a way, you can find ways easily everywhere. Or you can just set an intention, breathe into it, close your eyes, and they're kind of like, wait and see what comes through. But I'm getting like, if you're going to guide yourself, there's a little bit of a, like, you have to like set the intention and you have to like maintain a dialogue. So if you're like, you're sitting there, you're sitting quietly, okay, I want to go deeper. Okay, I'm going to follow that being, or, you know, they're kind of saying like, be talkative if you're going to be like guiding yourself, whether it's like in your mind and you're kind of like going through a direction, or you ask for a being that presents itself in this space to guide you, but they're calling it interactive. Like, be interactive, be intentional with it. And they're also saying like, pull yourself out. Like, set an intention that you're going to pull yourself out. Because there's something about like unbalanced to balanced. And like, it depends on your, they're saying your self-responsibility and like your self-esteem even. Your confidence in going in. Safety. They're saying like safety, like restrictions. Like, set some safety restrictions before you go in. And again, they're saying like, pull yourself out. Like, remember that you can pull yourself out. They're like, open your eyes, take a deep breath, I'm out, right? And then you can be like, okay, I'm leaving the underworld, I'm getting out of my subconscious mind, or I'm getting out of the collective subconscious mind, I'm getting out of the underworld. So the interactive part, they're saying, is like, is necessary and it's important. Why do we love the underworld? And then I'm going to ask, why do we fear it? Why do we love the underworld? So I feel like I'm like swimming through water, like the depths of waters, and it's like really peaceful. It feels really good. It's like I'm swimming like under the depths of the oceans, and like I'm having a look around at like all the sea creatures, like everything in there that like I've never seen before. So there's like discoveries. They're saying there's discoveries of the subconscious mind. And they're like, it's fascinating. It's fantastic. It's mystical. It's beautiful. It's passionate. It's creative. Like, the darkness is, they're saying, fascinating. They're even like mind blown. Like, your mind. So I'm getting like it, they're showing like a brain and like little lights like firing off, little signals firing off in your brain. Like, different parts of your brain fire off, right? Because you're accessing the subconscious. And I'm getting like, it's just really inspiring. It gives a perspective, maybe a new perspective. They're getting like even like a reminder perspective. Like, you're going into either familiar, like your subconscious mind, your underworld, or you're going into unfamiliar territory. So either familiar or unfamiliar, but either way, I'm getting that because it's not a part of your conscious mind, it's kind of new. It seems like it's new. Like, you're like, yeah, they're just showing like a diver diving into the depths of the ocean, and it's really dark in there, and they're seeing all these like new creatures and like discovering patterns, beings, like new species, finding inspiration. And then like you come to the surface and maybe you create with it, or maybe you express with it. Very cool. Why do we fear it? They just said very simply, unfamiliar, unknown. So when we fear it, it's just they're kind of just like, it's our basic fears of fearing the unknown, fearing mysteries, and like fearing the unfamiliar. And they're going back to what we said earlier about like the things that you might not be afraid of, other people might be terrified of, and other things people are terrified of. Did I say that right? I'm getting it mixed up. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So the unfamiliar, the unknown, the mysterious they're kind of saying to be frightened of, like you can be frightened of it. But they're just like unfamiliar, new territory. And they're showing like exploring and like adventures. It's like you don't know what's around the corner. Like, of course, like a surprise or something unexpected. Of course, that's going to frighten you. But they're also kind of saying like not to be scared of it. They're kind of saying be scared of nothing, be afraid of nothing. Something about the underworld teaches us not to fear the unknown, not to fear the mysterious. Cool. They're saying like teachings of the subconscious mind. Like they're like, go there, go to deepness, dive deeper, dive to the deepness. And they're showing someone like diving into like a really dark place, like in the earth, in the soil, like diving deep into the earth, and someone kind of like curling up into a little ball, and they're saying it's like a womb. They're like, actually, like in actuality, like this place is like very nurturing. There's a lot of nutrients there. They're saying it's nutrient dense. Replenishment. There's replenishment there. And then they're saying subconscious mind meditation. Cool. What can we learn from the underworld? What can we learn from the underworld? What can we learn from the underworld? Daydreamscapes. Daydream scaping. Dreamscapes. Dreamscaping. Expression. Subconscious mind, self-expression. Creation, creativity. What can we learn from the underworld? What can we learn from the underworld? Ooh, sensitivity. Sensitivity. Openness. Non-judgment. Non-duality. Darkness. Deepness. Darkness is deepness. Darkness is depth. Depth of field. Field, force, force field. I'm getting like magnetic, like the electromagnetic or the magnetic force of the subconscious mind. They're just saying the depths. It's like never ending, the depths of the subconscious mind. And they're like mind-blowing, mind-blowing. Okay, so now that it's not like, I don't know, this question is interesting now. What messages do those living in the underworld have for us? What messages? Let's see what they say to that, because it's different now. What? Because it's the subconscious mind and the collective subconscious mind. So living in the underworld. What messages do those living in the underworld have for us? Be free. Whoa. Okay. Explore. Messages those living in the subconscious mind have for us. Freedom. Freedom seeking. Exploring. Exploration. Adventure. Go dark. Go to the darkness. Go to the depths. Dive deeper. They're kind of like, why not? They're also like, why worry? Fear of darkness. And they're like subtle energies. Fear of darkness, subtle energies. I'm getting the sensation of like subtle energies, subtle energies. It's almost like there's like something coming over to like tickle my face, like to like tickle me, and they're like subtle energies. Oh, what does that mean? That's really vivid. The messages, subtle energies. Subtle energies. Like the subtleties of the subconscious mind. They're kind of showing like, let's say, here's the depths, the subconscious mind, right? And the conscious mind. In the depths, I'm getting that it's like the subconscious mind has like almost like this bass beat, and it's like boom, boom. And it like the surface only feels like such a tiny bit of it. So that's the subtle energy. Like you can feel, they're saying it's magnetizing. The subconscious mind is magnetic. It's magnetizing. So go through the depths, go through the deepness, go to the deep, go to the deepness. They're kind of saying like that, like the magnet is there. Like your magnet, they're just saying go to the magnet, like magnetize. Your subconscious mind is like a really powerful magnet. So they're kind of like, go there. Ooh, this is cool. So this is how they're answering the question, but there's a use for it. Like a really powerful use. They're saying it's untapped subtle energies, utilizing your subconscious mind to magnetize your world. So they're like, go dive deep, go see what's going on in there, utilize the darkness, the deepness. They're kind of like, find the spot. Like you're gonna get like juicy like inspiration for like creativity and self-expression when you go into the underworld. And the force field of the subconscious mind, the magnet of the subconscious mind, I'm getting like it pulls energy towards you, like it pulls things towards you. And they're almost showing like the electromagnetic field of the earth, right? And they're showing like the core of the earth. This like central, almost like they're saying like ball of fire, right? In the depths. And that it has a pull, like it has a pulling energy. So your subconscious mind has a pulling energy. The underworld, subconscious mind, has a pulling energy. So go in there, have a look around, get inspired by it. And it's almost like you dive in, you get some cool inspiration or sense of like self-expression or creation, and you go back to the top and you bring this little like nugget, this little magnet back into your conscious mind and into the consciousness of the collective, the world, the conscious, like that kind of like, kind of like everyday collective experience. And what you bring up is magnetic. There's a pulling energy. That's really powerful. I'm getting the sense that that's like really, really powerful. Like you could have like just this little tiny nugget from your underworld journey. And when you bring it up to the surface, it's almost like this signal that like goes off from it and it attracts things to you. What's the biggest misconception about it? It's just happening so fast. They're just like fire. And they're like hell. Like fire, hell. They're like, what? They're like sometimes like fears of the unknown. They're saying like fear, rage, anger, resentment, guilt and shame. Oh, okay. So it's like those like heavier, denser emotional experiences that are in the subconscious mind, right? They're associated with like fear, guilt, shame, hell, fire, 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 the devil. Like they're just showing all this stuff of just like, it's the biggest misconception is that fear of the unknown means it's like a bad thing. Like it's hell or something to be afraid of. Let's try again. What's the biggest misconception of it? They're just like hellfire. They're just like, it's not true. It's just not true. That's not what's going on there. What's the most important message we need to know about the underworld? What's the most important message you need to know about the underworld? Oh, they're just like the richness. They're showing like all this growth. They're like the roots. They're showing these little like little lights. These little tiny little balls of light like hitting the tips of the roots. And creating growth. So if we're imagining like a tree and its roots, and the roots going all the way down to the underworld, they're saying you're a tree. Like imagine that you're the tree and you're growing your roots into the underworld. You're tapping in, they're like tap root. You're tapping in real deep. And you're gonna get these little signals from the subconscious mind, these little like lights, these little like creative expression, self-expression, this inspiration. And it becomes these nutrients in the roots, and then like you, in your life every day, it helps your tree grow. It helps you grow. It helps your tree grow. It helps you grow. It's pretty cool. Okay. That was so fun. I was really excited to do that reading. Like I have not been able to like wait to do it. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what they were going to say. I really love that. So that's the Akashic Records on the Underworld. I would love to hear how you felt about that. So feel free to leave how that resonated with you in the comment section below. If you have other topics that you want me to do an Akashic Records reading on, just leave it in the comments below. Let me know the topic, or you can follow me at Instagram. I'll leave that in the description box below. Send me a DM, let me know what the topic is and what your questions are, and maybe I'll post one. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was amazing. Also, if you want a personal Akashic Records reading, visit heyclarity.com. You can book through my website. If you want to learn how to channel, if you want to learn how to tap into and trust your intuition, if you want to learn how to work in the Akashic Records, or you want to utilize and harness your mediumship abilities, take my Clarity program, and I'll teach you how to do that. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. This was really cool. I'm like super excited to dive into my subconscious mind and my own personal underworld now. See you next time. Thanks for watching.